Hey guys, and welcome to the MrMaple Show. I'm here at Maplewood Gardens, my parents' home and garden, to show you the trees in fall color. It's the first week in November of 2025, and I'm trying to capture as much as I can because we're really hitting some strides in fall color. Some trees already past fall color, some trees are still to come, and some trees are hitting right now. So we're gonna try to hit what's hitting right now. Starting off, guys, right here, we've got a beautiful Verdus or waterfall, cascading green lace leaf, goes to yellows or oranges in the fall. Selection, Verdus was brought over from Japan. One of the Verduses, which is a green weeping lace leaf, was planted at a waterfall in New Jersey, and that's how I got that name Waterfall on it, at a New Jersey State Park. But guys, let's get into this garden, show you some cool plants in fall color. Smash that like button, subscribe, and as always, shop us on Mr. Maple. We love Japanese maples, we're passionate about it. You probably are too, that's why you're watching this video. All right guys, starting off down through here, we got some cool plants in this garden. On the left, I got a Shishigashira, not hitting fall color yet. I just tried to walk through at one of my parents' rentals. Fall color was hitting on Shishigashira over there. We're starting to see some of the interior starting to go some fall color on this, which basically tells us, you know, we're just a few days away from that really hitting and peaking. Over here, some beautiful trees just as we're looking down through here. The red up here, a seedling my dad planted in the 70s. We got a Benikawa back here. The Makawi Atsubusa hasn't quite hit. We're seeing some red towards the tinge on the terminals, but that structure is just simply amazing. Down here, we've got a Seki Mori, which is a green lace leaf that has more of a spreading out habit. It'll actually get wider and have more of an arching habit than Verdus or Waterfall. Over here, we got a Tamukiyama, actually two Tamukiyamas planted side by side that are showing some good fall color. And then right up here, walking towards the entrance of my parents' house, there's a Summer Gold, y'all, and it's going to some red fall color. Now, you'll notice it's in sunlight, and you're getting some red on the fall color right now. The one that's planted right back here in the shade, not far away, not hitting as much fall color. You can see sun versus shade is one of those environmental factors that can determine your fall color and when it really shows and how much intensity and more yellows or reds versus yellow more shade to red more sun. Here we got a Crimson Queen that's already getting a little past fall color, and as any garden, we've got where we've been cleaning up the garden here as well. The Ginkgo American back here hasn't really hit, but Kota no Ito hit a few days ago and is already dropping its leaves, which is this tree right here in the middle of the yard. Again, things are looking pretty amazing in this wonderland of Japanese maples. There's over 300 Japanese maples planted in the ground here at my parents' house, and a large assortment of amazing trees. This Emperor 1, guys, right here, this thing is bright and vibrant. You would almost confuse it with a Sakazuki right now because of how bright the fall color is on this Emperor 1. It's really rocking it out. Right beside of it, we've got Acer palmatum Seryu. Now, Seryu, going to some oranges and reds, you know, there used to be a thing where people would say, I've got a Seryu and it goes to yellow. So there's two different strands of Seryu. There's not. Again, that's just sun versus shade. In more sun, in a lot of sun, you're gonna get more oranges and reds, some yellows in there. In deep shade, it's not gonna produce the carotenoids to give you that red color. It's gonna be more on that yellow spectrum. So something to always consider is environmental factors where it's planted. Guys, over here, Shiranami. This is a classic Japanese maple, one of my favorite. It has a multitude of colors it goes throughout the season. Starts off with some corals, then goes to some yellows and some greens, and it's got an awesome shape, funky shape, which I love. And then in the fall, it starts off with this yellow, and then it gets peaches, oranges, and reds in the fall. Really next level when it comes to a Japanese maple, a classic selection, an older selection you don't see in the trade very often today. Up here, guys, Acer Shirasanum Trompenberg. And we call it Acer Shirasanum here because we were told this came as off of the seedling Acer Shirasanum palmetifolium. Both have foliage that cup downward. It was a selection by Esveld Nursery in Holland. And yeah, I mean, it was brought into the trade. It was red. People thought it was a palmatum. You look at it up close, and you start to see some of that Shirasanum heritage. And with that cup down foliage, it really makes sense, especially after seeing some of the red Shirasanums that are in the trade today. So it's likely one of those hybrids that have happened where you have a Shirosonum hybrid with a palmatum. Now the interesting thing is this Trompenberg leaves out late. It's got a structure very much like an Acer Shirosonum. It's got fall color that is out of this world. We're seeing some bright crimson reds right now, and it's a good vigorous grower. An easy tree to grow, and the fact it leaves out late, the fact that it's a fast grower, and the fact that it has that Shirosonum heritage means it's going to do well in those colder zones when some of your palmatums might not. So just something to be aware of. Zone 5s that sometimes get some Zone 4B weather. You might really be a Zone 4B. There's a chance this one would do well for you. Coming over here, guys, love the shape here. Right here, this is Twombly's Red Sentinel, and that's exactly what that tree does. It makes that sentinel-like shape, and it's not the fall color yet. It's going to deep maroon, which is starting fall color, but it's going to pick up and be a bright, vibrant red here in a few weeks. Right here, we've got Meiku Jaku, the Aconita folium, the Dancing Peacock Japanese maple, and you know, it is very consistent on its fall color because it's a Japonicum, and it goes to fall color based on the day length shortening throughout the day, not just you know, the cold temperatures coming in. And so it's very consistent on its fall color. Looking pretty choice right now. Next to it, we got Shinda Sojo. Not really hitting hard yet. We're probably 3 or 4 days away from Shinda Sojo really showing off. Now, back here in the back, you see that vibrant fall color there? That's Tsukasa Silhouette. Tsukasa Silhouette is beautiful in its fall color. Yellows, oranges to reds. We're in the early stage where you get the yellows to oranges right now. And if you know, probably by Sunday, we're probably getting vibrant reds on that columnar selection of a Japanese maple by Tsukasa Maple. Heat tolerant, vigorous, and guys, it gets out there. It fits in small spaces, and it's got a phenomenal shape. Over here, we've got Oshu Shidari, really showing some brilliant reds. And the yellow over here, that's not your traditional coral bark, that's winter orange. And so the bark on that actually goes to brilliant orange in the fall. Again, looking at the trifecta we planted here, Oshu Bini, winter orange, Trompenberg. Just some cool colors. We're always thinking color contrast, and you can see that here in the fall with what we're seeing here of what we were thinking when we were planting those Japanese maples. Again, this is my parents' home, and we've been planting many of these trees since about 2004 that are the cultivars. Like this here, Acer Japonicum Green Cascade. It's a cascading lace leaf Acer Japonicum that is selection by Art Wright. Art Wright was a propagator for J.D. Vertrees, and J.D. Vertrees got real popular when he wrote his book in the 70s, and Art Wright was one of the guys that helped him produce enough Japanese maples to be able to ship and sell across the United States after he became so popular. Now, this Japonicum has a spreading out habit like a lace leaf Acer palmatum dissectum, but this is an Acer Japonicum with that more dissected foliage. That means you get that very consistent fall color you get out of the Japonicums, bigger leaves, round foliage, and guys, looking pretty amazing right now. Now, as we're coming up through this pathway, we've got an Anopshidari that's a little past fall color. We've got a Kiyohime that hasn't quite hit, and we're coming up here on the other side of some of these plants. On the right here, we've got Jade Dragon, not really hitting fall color yet. We've got Ginkgo Biloba American, not hitting fall color yet. And then Summer Gold, as I mentioned earlier, in the sunlight, really showing some of that red fall color. Now here at my parents' garden, there are tons of Japanese maples. And we only just saw one side of the garden. We're going to be walking across the driveway to the other side of the garden. And the other side of the garden is a little bit newer planting. Most of these trees on this other side of the garden were planted maybe 5 to 7 years later. So a little bit newer planting, but we also planted some trees that were larger so you can get that same effect that we had on the other side of the garden. Coming up here, we actually have another Verdus / waterfall that is actually showing a little bit like it got some frost in this particular spot already. But back here is one of my favorite trees in the garden. This is Germain's Gyration. Now, Germain's Gyration is a tree to give a lot of space to. We actually had other trees over here on this side that we had to remove to move the pathway over to give space for that Germain's gyration to continue to grow. Germain's gyration will get 10 foot by 12 foot in 10 years. It is insane for a weeping, contorting lace leaf. And it's a green that gives you that specimen look like it's 200 years old. We often call it the Mack truck of Japanese maples, but it gets the name Germain's gyration because it has a twisting, contorting habit. We're seeing the yellow to orange fall color right now on it. But if you look in here at the structure, this structure is exciting. It's interesting. It's interesting whether it's in leaf or out of leaf. The branches twist and curve. And you'll notice that on these branches. They're not just your traditional lace leaf. You get a lot of these curves as it goes around. It is spectacular and amazing, and one of my favorite Japanese maples because it's a lace leaf that you can walk up in and walk up under in a short period of time. So give it some space, y'all, and you're gonna really enjoy Germain's gyration. This garden, like I said, has got tons of Japanese maples. We can't talk about all of them. Right here, we've got Glowing Embers, a selection by Michael Durr down at UGA. Vigorous, heat tolerant, amazing fall color. Starts off yellows and oranges, then goes to just brilliant shades of red. Heat tolerant, durable, and easy to grow. You see that orange back there? That's Mila. That is insane. Mila just puts on a show nonstop, year-round, and to me, that is just a game changer in the industry. It's vigorous. It's got a more narrow habit at an early age. It has some amazing oranges to reds. And guys, it is beautiful out there in the garden. And right now, it's really rocking it out with just some spectacular, amazing fall color. Now, down here is a selection by Will Devine. We've got Elmwood Spreader. This is an amazing mauve red weeping lace leaf that can actually, on the new growth, have like a yellow green growth on it as well. So it's almost like at some points like a weeping, like a yellow green bark, which is pretty spectacular. Elmwood Spreader though goes to this yellows to orange in the fall that you're seeing here. It's got a good spreading weeping habit and a little more untypical for a typical lace leaf. That's one of the things I like about it is it's got what you think of a lace leaf that's typical, but the colors are very different. And the fact that you get some interesting bark and a nice spreading habit is really nice as well. Up above, y'all, we've got another seedling my dad planted in the 1970s. And let's go over here and check out some trees as we're walking around through here as well. This garden, like I said, has tons of Japanese maples. Right here, Purple Ghost, a selection by Talon Buchholz, member of the Ghost series. Coming up right in front of me, we've got a gorgeous Acer palmatum Green Hornet. Now, Green Hornet is a green lace leaf, and it can be like a silver green, but it goes to this really nice shade of red in the fall, which distinguishes it from many of the green lace leaves that go to yellows to oranges. It's got a nice 5 foot by 7 foot in 10 years, good weeping habit, traditional lace leaf. Like I said, green, then to red in the fall, which really just is something special. Now, over here, y'all, we've got the original Acer palmatum watermelon. Selection by us at MrMaple, part of our Area 51 collection. Going to some really nice yellows to oranges right now. As we're coming up through here, you're gonna look at that and you think it's a hornbeam. What's a hornbeam maple? This is Acer carponifolium Esfeld Select, which is a compact dwarf form of a hornbeam maple, and it will go to yellow in the fall. It's really just got a lot of vigorous right now and still has some of the chlorophyll in the leaves. As we're coming around through here, we're walking underneath a really nice Acer truncatum golden dragon. Already dropped some of its leaves, but you still see some of that yellow fall color up there to contrast with some of our Japanese maples. And then as we come down, planted in the shade of the Acer truncatum, we have Acer palmatum scolopendrifolium, which is getting a good amount of sunlight in here. It's probably why we got some good red color. Also known as Shinabuga oka. Now, Scolopendrifolium has just this really nice, heavily dissected foliage. It's really beautiful out here in the garden. This is actually the parent tree to fairy hair. And you can see that a little bit because you see how thin some of these leaves are on Scolopendrifolium. It's a vigorous green upright with just amazing red fall color when given more sunlight. As we're walking through here, we're walking past a really nice Amoriyama. Right here we've got an Emerald Sunset that's really looking nice with some bright red color. Still a little bit young to really be providing a lot of good fall color. But right here, guys, Yellow Threads. Yellow Threads is just rocking it out right here with some bright, brilliant yellow color. Now, Yellow Threads is one of Talon Belt Cultist's newest introductions of an amazing yellow-green linerlobum. And it will start off here with this yellow color, but then you can get some pinks in the fall as well on this. So this is early for fall color on Yellow Threads, but man, this thing is looking sharp and brilliant right now. And that's the reason I love Yellow Threads, is it gives you a unique color for a linerlobum with that sort of vase shape, V shape out there in the garden. And guys, right here, we have Acer palmatum Teroyama. Teroyama is a twisting leaf, small selection from Japan. Tero is actually a surname in Japan, and Yama means mountain. And this is in that Makawa-like family. It's almost like Shishigashira-like. Up here, you'll see a sport that I grafted as a weeping sport on this and called it Living Water. A little bit larger foliage, but kind of unusual and different to find a weeping sport growing on a little dwarf. Kind of cool and special in that regards. As we're coming around here, up here, we got an Ever Autumn up above. You see some of that yellow happening. Down here, we've got a Kurenai Jishi, the red lion's head. Right here, I've got Judith Ann, which is the yellow Seryu. This tree has just a brilliant yellow color on it, which is spectacular. Back here, we got Cricket. And Cricket is a columnar version of a Japanese maple selection by Elizabeth Mundy. We recently did a podcast with her. And Cricket just has this narrow shape. It was a sport that she found on her fire glow that is a witch's broom like in its nature, but it has that more columnar shape. And that one's definitely one that's pretty awesome. And then guys up top, any guess what that batwing maple is? That's Usagumo, the batwing maple. Really going some really nice yellows in the fall. And that's what many Acer pictums do. You can still see some of that eerie-like reticulation there in the leaf when you get up close. On some of the ones that have some of the chlorophyll still in the leaves. That gives some just really nice yellow color there. And as we're turning around through here, checking out some of the trees in the garden, the Triflorum is already a little past here in the garden. Green tea is just really starting. It's getting some nice deeper maroon colors. Here's Cupid. Now Cupid is a witch's broom that Matt and I found on a coral bark down in Tryon, North Carolina, when we were doing we were grafting and going down to Tryon to get some pizza. When we took scions on this witch's broom, it was actually on Valentine's Day, and that's where it got the name Cupid, because it had that red bark, and we collected the scion on Valentine's Day. But definitely something that's looking pretty amazing right now with that yellow, giving some good contrast. Now elegance, this is typically the fall color champion. And that's not just here. Western Bird Arboretum has a beautiful elegance, and people line up all around to take photos of the fall color. Just now starting, we're seeing a little bit of colors towards the tinge and some red starting to pop across, but we're not seeing fall color across all this tree yet. But here we've got a pretty large specimen here of elegance, and it's one of my favorite trees for fall color, just not really showing yet here in Western North Carolina, and every year is different. As I'm walking around here, here actually is an Osakazuki, and Osakazuki is just bright, vibrant red right now, just really rocking it out with some intense intense red fall color. It's often considered one of the best red fall colors. It's named after the drinking glass, which is an Osakazuki that has this color. So in Japan, if you say, oh, Osakazuki, they know immediately it's going to turn to this color in the fall. Easy to grow, fairly cold tolerant, and a beautiful tree. Guys, this pathway here has been obstructed. On this side, we've got a Shiguri Bato. On this side over here, we've got a Seki no Kigon, Seboldianum Seki no Kigon. And Seki no Kigon is a weeping Seboldianum, really starting fall color. And it's gonna be looking really good here in probably a few more days. I see some yellows down low, but I still see a lot of greens. The reds are coming in, which is looking pretty nice. Guys, that's a little bit of our walkthrough here at Maplewood Gardens. Fall color, November 2025. Hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. Smash that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, remember to shop with us on MrMaple.com because we put out daily content all about Japanese maples. Take care, God bless, and have a great day.